What's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 365 of the Keep Moving Forward podcast with me, your host, Anthony DiDomenico, coming to you each week. You can find the podcast on Anchor, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts, anchor.com/KMF podcast, or you can go to Spotify, like I said, iTunes, Google, Amazon podcasts, wherever your podcast platform is, we are there. So go check it out. Patreon for all the bonus episodes in the past, patreon.com/KMF podcasts. This show is brought to you. Today's show is brought to you by Buddha Bars. From the creators of Skinny Cow Ice Cream, Zen Food Brands brings you Buddha Bars. Buddha Bars are 100 calories, 2 grams of fat, and made with real ice cream. Many of the low-calorie brands use cheap ingredients that can't even be called ice cream. Buddha Bars are using real ice cream. Buddha Bars are real ice cream in a better-for-you category. Definitely go check this out. Go follow Buddha Bars on Instagram, Buddha Bars _ice cream. And for any updates where you can find them in your area, and you can go to zenfoodbrands.com. Go to zenfoodbrands.com to find out where you can get these amazing treats in your area. And like I said, you can follow them on Instagram at Buddha Bars _ice cream. And go check out the reel I made with the taste test of these. They're absolutely amazing. Real ice cream bars, 100 calories, 2 grams of fat, low point treat if you're on WW. And all you WWs out there, remember the Skinny Cow brand and how good it was. Well, here you go. Buddha Bars. Go check it out. My good friend John Ziegler, his comedy special is available for free on YouTube. It's called John Ziegler Getting My Affairs in Order. Go give it a watch. Let him know what you think about it. Go give him a follow on Instagram over at John Ziegler Comedy. Let him know that I sent you so I get, some kind of a little clout. Anthony's got some clout. He's sending people where they got to go. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, go check that out. Well, last week I wasn't here. No one reached out. Maybe that's because I throw a hissy fit every time somebody does. But last week was just crazy. I meant to do the podcast the night before. I couldn't fall asleep, which is rare. Usually sleeping is like my X-Men power. But I got like 3 hours of sleep the night before. I got home from work. I literally just I laid down and I woke up again at like 9:00. And I was going to do the podcast then, but I was exhausted. So I went back to sleep. And that was that. That was it for a while. I was that. So I'm like, you know what? It's okay. Every once in a while, we could get a little break and we'll come back. We'll do another show after that. But it's okay. It's good to get a little breather, a little break in between. I'll give you a little recap of what happened last week. Nothing really happened during the week. But this weekend is the weekend, one of the weekends I look forward to the most out of the year. It's WrestleMania weekend. You guys been following the show. You've known me for a while. Follow me on Instagram. Know how much I love professional wrestling and WrestleMania this whole weekend. The spectacle of WrestleMania. All the stories going into it. I'm like a kid. I really am. I absolutely love it. Saturday was it's kind of funny. So I'm at the lounge. I'm at the cigar lounge Friday night. My brother texted me about 10:00, and he said, "What's WrestleMania on?" So I let him know it was on Peacock, and he goes, "Yeah, the boys want to watch. Would you come over and watch it with them?" I said, "Absolutely." I'm like all excited that my nephews want to watch WrestleMania with me. Like this is exciting. Like they usually don't ask to watch wrestling. Last year, Lucas actually wanted to watch night one with me, and I did. And I'm thinking it's nice. They want to watch wrestling with their uncle. Saturday here on Long Island was absolutely beautiful. It was like 76 degrees. New York City, some parts of Jersey got like to 80-something degrees. It was like a perfect day. I'm like, I just want to sit outside, have a cigar, watch WrestleMania, and I got to my brother's house. Me and my dad had a cigar. I hear my nephew Lucas playing basketball outside. I had to go back to my car to get my drink, and I said to him, "Buddy, you want to watch WrestleMania?" And he was like, "No." He goes, "Wait, is that why you came over?" And then he laughed at me like this, "Ha ha 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 ha." And I'm like, "You." So I was like, "All right, we gotta come up with a plan B." Like Triple H. I always have a plan B. I brought my iPad with me. It was in my backpack, so I went down to the cigar lounge. It was good anyway because the Yankee game was on. The Knicks were starting at 6. WrestleMania didn't start till 7. So I was able to watch the Knicks game and WrestleMania and the rest of the Yankee game and enjoy cigars. So it was a total win-win for me. Knicks won, which was awesome. Knicks won their first playoff game. They play again tonight. So we are 10 wins. So we are 11 wins away from an NBA championship. God willing. So I'm rocking the Knicks hat for tonight. I'll be down at the lounge watching that as well as Monday Night Raw. But anyway, we'll get back to the weekend. So originally, like usually I watch with my friends. And I shot out a text in our group chat to the friends who were watching it, and I never heard anything back until like 5 o'clock on Saturday. And I'm like, my plans are already done at that time. So Sunday is Easter. And last week I had said to my sister-in-law, I go, what's Easter like look like? What's the plan for that? She goes, why? What are you doing? I go, what's WrestleMania? She goes, I'm not planning my day and my dinner around WrestleMania. I said, okay, well, at a certain point, I will be getting up and leaving to go watch WrestleMania. So my plan was to watch it at the Cigar Lounge like I do every year. Every WrestleMania Sunday, I watch it at the Cigar Lounge. And this year, because it was Easter, they were closing at 6 o'clock. And now I'm like kind of like freaking out. I'm like, where am I going to watch this? Where am I going to watch this? I don't know where I'm going to watch it. I guess I'll just come home. I'll leave Easter and come home. So Easter Sunday, I got to my brother's early again because the weather was absolutely beautiful. We had a great weekend as far as weather on Long Island. It was phenomenal. It makes me like, today is like it's like 50 something degrees. I think it's a little cold outside. It's gonna get warmer this week, but it's like I'm ready for the nice weather. So I got to my brother's early. Me and my dad again sat outside, had a cigar for Easter. My sister-in-law's family came over, ate some good food, the pizza rustica, which if you've never had that, it's an absolute amazing Easter dish. It's like pizza crust, and then it's like stuffed with cheese and different Italian meats. It's absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. I had like 4 pieces of pizza rustica, and I think I might stop at my brother's on the way to the cigar lounge to bring some for myself to have with my coffee later. Because it's one of my favorite things. My mother used to make it every year. I actually have video of my mother making it, and I'm annoying her with the camera, and she's yelling at me that she's got a rolling pin in her hands. It's one of my favorite clips I have in my mind. I used to play it on my old radio show. But she used to make this every year, and when she got sick, she taught my sister-in-law how to make it, and my sister-in-law makes it. It's like you close your eyes, it's like my mother made it. That's how good it is. And I was telling the kids too. I said, my mother used to make this around. Goes, you mean Nana? I go, yeah, Nana used to make this every week, every Easter, and it's just a tradition. It's nice, and it's nice to keep those things going. So I'm talking about WrestleMania. My brother goes, why don't you just watch it here? And I'm like, I don't know if I want to. There's a lot going on, and people talking and this and that. And my brother goes, no. He goes, I'll just be on my phone playing around. Um, Ryan Mars already commented on the Instagram here. He goes, is this recap of WrestleMania? No, it's not a recap of WrestleMania. We'll talk a little bit about it, but I'm also putting other things in my week. Ryan, go walk your dog. Let's see what you got to do. Uh, So WrestleMania starts. I'm watching my brothers, and everybody's talking and commentary. This is what annoys me about watching wrestling with people who don't like wrestling. They immediately have to tell you that it's not real. that it's scripted. I know that. It's a show. I enjoy it. It's fun for me. I enjoy watching the show. It makes me happy. But people right away, as soon as you put wrestling on, like, oh, it's not real, right? It's scripted. It's scripted, right? It's scripted. Why is he doing that? Well, it's funny how they do this. It's funny. It's just watch the show. It's like a TV show. You don't ask how things happen. You just watch it. You can suspend belief when you watch these TV shows, but you can't suspend belief when you're watching professional wrestling and get into something a little, something that's bigger than you. It's whatever. But it was a good show. Everybody kind of cleared out then as the night went on. My brother actually fell asleep on the couch. I watched the rest of the main event. John Cena won his 17th championship, breaking Ric Flair's record of 16. So a little history there. I'm excited for Monday Night Raw to see what happens now. That Dawn says hi, and hey Dawn, what's going on? I just let Ziegler know I promote his special beginning of every show. Just let him know that. Ryan says I'm sending this clip of you breaking kayfabe to Jim Cornette. Please do. I would love to have Corny curse about me on his show. God damn. It would be an absolute honor. What's up, Chris? How you doing? So I'm not gonna go through the whole WrestleMania because I probably at this time you guys are bored of what I'm talking about anyway. But the big news for me is I'm a big CM Punk fan, and CM Punk got to headline his first WrestleMania. He headlined night one, and it just again we talk about this on the show a lot about following your dreams, doing what you want to do, and to very small extent, I've gotten to live my dream. When I was a kid, I wanted to be a stand-up comic, and I've gotten to stand on stage and got paid to stand on stage and tell people jokes and make people laugh. And so I understand what it's like. You have that dream and to a certain, you can reach that and you attain that goal. And it was just awesome watching CM Punk, who has been my favorite wrestler for a while, probably the last 15 years. And I remember when he left the company thinking he'd never come back. And then he came back, and last year he was here for WrestleMania. And this year, every time he was going towards like the main, something for the main event, it just didn't happen. And then they had this triple threat match, which was, I thought was completely awesome. What a swerve at the end. Paul Heyman turning on Roman Reigns and CM Punk going with Seth Rollins. I can't wait to see how that plays out. So that was probably the highlight of night one. Cena winning night two. Well, the women's triple threat match to kick off night two was absolutely amazing too. Rhea Ripley didn't win, but it was a great match. So that's why I always take off the Monday after WrestleMania. It's kind of like my little holiday, my holiday weekend, and it happened to fall on Easter. So worked out even better. So with that, now they build towards the next season. And tonight I'll watch Monday Night Raw and the New York Knicks. Dawn says spoilers. Now we don't have to watch. Well, listen, there's no spoilers when it comes to WrestleMania. If you're not watching WrestleMania, then you deserve all the spoilers because it's blasted out there. You aren't watching it anyway, so stop it. But tonight, Monday Night Raw, New York Knicks playoff game. Knicks going for the second win. Go up 2-0 at home, go back to Detroit. That'd be a nice start to the series. I don't want to go back 1-1 to Detroit. I do not want that. Detroit's a good young team, and they just you go back 1-1, you can easily come back 3-1, and I don't want that. So enough with the sports talk. We'll talk about some things I'm going to be changing. Well, I not changing. I just got to get back on track. I mean, and listen, we've had this conversation so many times. We've talked about it so many times. There's nothing really to go over, and I just got to do it. One of the things I've been wanting to do for a while is get more active, and I've already got a plan in place for that. Just something simple. Just every hour on the hour, get up, take a little walk, and just get the blood flowing, get moving, and then build up to the point where that's how I did it last time. You know, I remember you get to a certain point, and it's like you think you can go right back to it. You build yourself up to a point where you're at the gym or working out, and you're like, I can't remember, how I started this. You start small. That's really basically it. You start very small, and then you build yourself up to, a little more and a little more. And before you know it, I'll be back in the gym 4 or 5 days a week like I used to be, lifting weights, doing what I want to do. But it's got to start small. And I got to remember, you got to start small because you don't want to hurt yourself. So many times I've rushed back into this and I've hurt myself along the way trying to do more than what I should be doing. I remember I did a challenge a few years ago. I tried to do it was a play on 75 hard. Um, I called it 75 on. And it was like every day working out, and I hurt myself because I went from like doing nothing to just like every day pushing myself to the max. And I do have, a bad back. I do have a bad knee, and I have to just be careful when I'm starting a new kind of regimen not to push myself, no, not to put myself over the line doing more than I am capable of doing or more than I should be doing. So I got the plan, gonna start small, doing my walks, and that'll lead to like bigger walks, and that'll lead to hopefully back to the preserve on Saturdays, doing my walk there. And then, just getting back to where I was in a good place. And it also starts with getting on track, eating right, better. Um, I know it's like annoying to keep talking about it. But it's like we all go through it. We get on a good track, a good pace, and we slide off. And you know, it's frustrating. It really is frustrating. I This is the most frustrating thing I think in my life is the whole food thing and dealing with it. And like it could be anything else I could be, addicted to or drawn to. But no, it's stupid food. And it's any kind of food. It's not just good food, it's a crap food too. It's disgusting. 7-Eleven sandwiches. It's everything. Don't get me wrong, I do like good food, but it's just so frustrating to keep talking about this. And I'm sure you're tired of hearing it. And I'm tired of talking about it. It's just nonstop. And I hate it. I absolutely hate it. It's it annoys me, makes me angry. It's just a nonstop constant thing. Yes, I know it. And I know all the ways to combat it and stop it. And you know, I'm not putting down GLP-1s. I'm not putting down surgeries or anything like that. I just, I would love to just be able to do it without the help of those products. And I did GLP-1 and I loved it. And but at a certain point, I was like, it makes me nervous putting medicine in my body like that every week. Even though I don't know, I'm not putting them down because they're phenomenal. I know people on it and they're doing great. I did great. But there's just something I don't know why, because maybe because I did it before and I was successful on my own, I could do it on my own, and I wanna do that again. It's almost like a challenge to myself, like an "I'll show you I could do it." Getting mad at myself again, and whenever I start these things, I always start, like, with a big, we go all in. But, I think it's gotta start small. We gotta do one day at a time. Sounds so corny, sounds so cheesy being like, it's like one meal at a time, one day at a time, but that's what it is. It really is. Got a message here on Instagram Live. Your sentiments are so relatable, and you are not alone. How frustrating it can be. It absolutely is. Absolutely is. We're coming off, a day where I just ate all the things. It was Easter. I get it. And, I planned for that anyway. But, you go to bed like, just feeling worn out and drained because you put a lot of food into your body and it's just not the best kind. Uh, and now the plan for the week. I'm gonna start with this is how I start, and this is my plan for success and my blueprints had to start the week is to do a good food shopping. I like to make sure I have the food in the house to take with me to work and everything, and there it is. I don't have to think about it. See, taking the thinking out is a big thing. Thinking for me is not good. So if I have the food in the house, I will, because I spent money on it, I will eat that food before I go out and get other food. That is my money. I put my food money aside, and that's it. I'll do my food shopping. I'll put good food in this house, and I won't have to worry about that question. What am I going to eat? What am I going to eat? When I leave here in the morning and I don't have food with me, it's just dangerous because I will stop at places that I shouldn't be stopping for breakfast and eating things I shouldn't be eating for breakfast. And then it just carries on to lunch and dinner and so on. And I feel like I've talked about this many times before. And this is just the best way to start for me. Yes, I am doing Weight Watchers. This is the thing too. I want to do this plan. I have been on here pontificating for years about how Weight Watchers needs to add macros and calorie counting and all the hoopla, and they did it. And now I'm like, yes, I want to do it. So here we go. We have to do it. I got to give this a try. I've been bitching and moaning about it for years, and they finally did it. And you know what? I'm gonna take a little bit of the credit for it because I've been talking about it so much on here. But anyway, just even I kid, but yeah, I want to give this program a fair shake, and I want to see how it works out. And I think it's phenomenal that Weight Watchers has macros and calorie counting as part of their plan. I think it's absolutely fantastic they did this. Because for years, Weight Watchers was the alternative to that. And it was like, 0 point foods and blah, blah, blah. But here, what they're doing, they're keeping you accountable. Yes, something might be 0 points, but there's still a calorie content behind it. There's still caloric intake. There's still macros attached to it. There's still, fats and sugars and carbs. So I absolutely think the plan is better now than it's ever been. And you know what? You don't have to see that. That's the great thing about this program too. You can actually just not see any of that, or you can see everything. I'm gonna choose to see everything. I want to see everything. I want to see what I'm doing to myself and what the numbers add up to. Oh, it's like a nonstop struggle. It really is. It's like it's so effing annoying. but I just want to feel better. The weather's getting nice. I want to be more active. I got my camping trip coming up. I'm excited about that. Um, Someone said, "Have you heard that Weight Watchers is filing for bankruptcy?" I did hear that. I don't know too much about it. I don't know how they can file for bankruptcy. You take $45 a month from everybody, thousands of people. What do you do with your money? But I'm not too read up on that, so I'm not really going to talk about that. But I just know for myself, I just want to be in a good place for the camping trip. I'm just want to enjoy it. I want to be in a good way. I know it's the camping trip's about a month away, and I know if I'm a month on track, I know I'll be feeling a lot better. I want to be able to sleep outside, sleep good. I know people have said like you sleep really good outside and have like lucid dreams, and that's I don't know if I want lucid dreams, but I just want to sleep good. I don't want the camping trip to be something it's a pain in the butt, that's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable for me that there's like bugs and that there's other things going on, but I want to make this as comfortable as possible. So we'll get started with the program. I say will like it's like a bunch of us, but no, it's me. But I'm ready to give this program a fair shake and really see what's going on with it. And as far as Weight Watchers and bankruptcy, I got to do some research on that. I don't know about it. I would think, I don't know, something always comes along with them, and they never go away. Like I said, I don't know, they're in bankruptcy. They a lot of money in that program. But that's what I'll be doing. I feel like I've been saying this before. We say it all the time, but listen, it just takes, that one time where you don't sabotage yourself or don't screw up that makes it a success. And that's what I'm hoping this is. So this week will be more focused on myself and just taking the right steps into getting back on track. And hopefully next week we got some more good news to tell you. Right? Well, I want to thank everybody who joined us on Instagram Live, everybody listening at home on your podcast listening devices. This has been episode 365 of the Keep Moving Forward podcast, brought to you by Buddha Bars. 100 calories, 2 grams of fat. Go check them out. ZenFoodBrands.com and give them a follow at Buddha Bars _ice cream on Instagram. We are played in and out each week by Demon Scar and their single We Rise. Go check it out on iTunes. You can find all the other music Demon Scar on iTunes as well as demonscar.bandcamp.com. Only one place to go, Long Island, for your deli needs. That's Finn's Deli, 4646 Merrick Road in Massapequa. Tell my brother Mike you heard the plug on the show, and then get yourself an Uncle Cheese, the best sandwich out there. Not because it's named after me, because it really is that good. Go check it out, finsdeli.com. Once again, I want to thank everybody who joined us this week. Have an awesome week. I will talk to you later. Have a good one.
The hype meaning is not all lies, just believe all. Why ask why? Don't you please blurred lines when you're forced to apologize.